Hey, also, what's up, everyone? So it's not just your average Joe, and I'm going to make a guide-ish on how I strategized and beat Ephraim and Eirika's Grand Hero Battle, the Infernal difficulty. So, first things first, you're gonna see a few skills, and there's gonna be one skill I suggest that you can get because all the units I'm using are free. Per se, three of them free for sure. The other one a little bit more questionable, but I'm just gonna get this started. So Selena has reposition, and not only her, we got her free Barst recently. But if you are new to the game, then this would be the unit you'd use. I used reposition. This will be important, but you can use Matthew's hone speed. 1, 2, 3. You only need the one, and I'm gonna show you who needs it. And then, Arthur comes with swap, which was what I used. But Stahl comes with swap, and so does Tsubaki. Just so you know. So like, there should be no excuse in terms of inherits, right? I used the horse cavalry team, and the reason why is movement and range. I think that's the most important aspect of why I did that. Now, my Cecilia, she needs a green tone breaker. However, if you do not have a green tone breaker, you can give her a home cavalry boost. The only thing is that would just like, you'd have to give it to Lynn. Lynn would have to have a home cavalry boost. Just give me 1 second. I'm gonna chat about that. Okay. So if you got Lynn, if you got it, if you trained her, like this is the bow Lynn. I picked her. She's a freebie unit. If you got her and picked her and you trained her to level 40, you have no excuse because I trained her to level 40 in the event right now. She has Draconic Aura and she has Swift Sparrow. So both those two you need. And she needs Hone Cavalry, which is also important. She's 10 SP off the full, 1, 2, and 3. So you have no excuses, in my opinion, to tell me that you can't do this or whatever. If you want to beat an Infernal chapter, you have to put the work in. So if you don't have a green tone breaker to give to Cecilia, I suggest giving her giving the Bolin home cavalry. Then that will help with the speed because that it will come into play with what I'm chatting about. And Ursula. So I think Ursula at 4-star has 30 speed at max. So you need the hone speed. I'll show you later because of the sword cavalier. But literally, no, the B slot does not matter. Don't worry about this B slot. She has reposition though. Everything else is the base that she comes with except for home cavalry, which you can get from Gunter. So, there's that. And then Cecilia is also a freebie unit. My Cecilia is +3, so this may or may not, inflate her prowess a little bit, but I recommend not giving her the attack +3 here. I recommend not. If you're gonna give her the Tsubaki, give the resistance +1 and 2. If you want to beat this chapter specifically, obviously I would recommend you give the quick riposte, but that's how it is. So she has swap. I took out the A slot. Don't worry about triangle. That it doesn't do anything. Fortify cavalry, and then you have the green tone breaker over here. So what's gonna happen now is I'm going to go into the map. Actually, I think Triangle of Death might have, because the Triangle of Death you can get from Selena as well. So, like, she gives Triangle of Death. I think it's only the second one too. I don't think. Oh, the second one should be fine. It might have something to do with the map. It might. So hopefully, I'm hoping it's not too big of a deal. But let's just get this started. So I'm using Olivia as well, and the Hone attack too. You can give her Hone speed, and I'm gonna show you why once I start the map. So when you see the layout, by the way, I love the music. It's so nostalgic for me because Sacred Stones is one of the first it's the Fire Emblem game that introduced me to the franchise. So I'm very, very nostalgic about the music. I love this. I really like the game. I'm trying to remember which map this is from, to be perfectly honest with you. I think it's a throne map, but it's throwing me off because now they look almost, they look the same now. So I have Ursula, and if you had Hone speed, she'd have 32 speed if she was a 4-star. And she'd be able to double this guy, because this guy, you need 32 speed in order to outspeed the Sword Cavalier, and you won't be able to kill him any other way. So here, now, they have both rally, attack, and speed, right? So if this guy, they usually prioritize rally if they can't kill. So that's probably why the triangle death might be important. So this guy will rally, and I'll give this guy 31 speed. So that's, you need to be at 27 speed to not be outsped with Cecilia or Green Tone Breaker, right? If you have a home cavalry on Lin, you don't have to worry about this, because she will reach about 30, 29, 28-ish speed, so she won't get outsped. She won't die to this Green Cavalier. But, you know, I'm just letting you know that right off the bat. Trying to see if the because she's merged, right? Like, I didn't even, like, I've been merging her because I've had quite a few number of them. So this might inflate the stats a little. I'm a little worried about that, because it won't be as replicable, but, you know, that's how these things are, I guess. So it's very important that I have this block here free. I need that block. It gives me space. So I'm gonna, you know, fully boost Lin. And then I'm gonna go and attack this thief. The thief has panic ploy, but he's not nowhere in he's nowhere close to being like a threat because of the panic ploy, which is why you can run the flyers or the hone armor. Well, maybe not the hone armors, but definitely the hone flyers and the hone cavalry. I actually think cavalry might be the best option you have. This map seems to be catered to having people who got Bolin. So, you know, that's how these things are. So the biggest threat, I think, is this thief, because he has poison strike and a rogue dagger, and that will debuff you and you'll lose HP. And unless you're a physical unit, it's very unlikely that he'll kill you. Unless you have distant counter, you'll have a really hard time against this guy. Now these two, if they can kill you, they will kill you. So they won't, you know, usually they prioritize rallying each other, but if they can kill you, they will kill you. So that's just something to note. So you're gonna see why I have swap and reposition, and I try to keep it as basic as possible. So I'm gonna go with thief first, because I just said I think he's the biggest threat. And then the reason why you have reposition is because drag back, Lin will be here and Ursula will be here, right? I want Lin out of the way, and in order for her to be out of the way and for me to use my swap on Cecilia, I need her to be in this spot exactly. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna reposition, right? And I'm gonna swap Lin out. Now, I'm gonna dance Ursula, and you see Ursula is right beside Olivia at this point, so Hone Speed should be able to activate. I might try to clear this map with Olivia with a Hone Speed, but I don't have an Olivia with a Hone Speed at the moment. But Blar Wolf should suffice because he's a cavalry unit. So he's gonna, you know, prioritize the rally. Oop. And Cecilia's will have 3 HP, so I really do think that her being merged might be important. I'm not entirely sure. So I'm gonna go and kill the Sword Cavalier, right? And then I'm gonna go and leave Cecilia here. I'm not gonna attack, I'm just gonna leave her here. Now this spot that you can see, Lin is gonna get boosts. So now Lin's Draconic Aura is really important. She needs it to activate to kill the Green Cavalier, right? Okay, there we go. And then you just dance, right? You know, you could probably solo this map with like 3 dancers with Wings of Mercy and a Bridelia, because that thief, if you can't double him, you have to use Brave Bow. Oh, I forgot to mention that. Okay, that thief has 43 speed, and Lin Busig has 44. So you do need a Sweet Swift Sparrow. That gives her an effective 48 speed when she's initiating combat. Yeah, I forgot to mention that. Now it's not really... well, just keep that in mind. Like, you need Cecilia with the 40 coverage, and the thief has 43 speed. You get 44 with boost, and this is a neutral. Lin, and the Swift Sparrow just gives her 48, just enough to be able to double that thief. I forgot to point that out. So, gonna go and kill this blue mage because of the 45 cavalry that allows Lin to live. And then she'll have Draconic Aura up again, which is useful against Ephraim because Eirika will go this way and Ephraim goes that way, right? So this allows me to set up my units. So I'm gonna go and go and kill Ephraim. The Fury actually allows me to just go and kill him, but I think the Draconic Aura might also have something to do with that. Not entirely sure. So I'm going to stack up Lyn again, and then I'm gonna go do this. I believe Ursula might be able to take at least one hit, but I'm not entirely sure. So she's gonna follow Cecilia, obviously, because that's how the AI works. And I don't need the fortified cavalry anymore, so I'm just gonna set up my units. I'm gonna give Ursula a boost in with the whole attack. And then this is pretty much just harassing Eirika until she dies. Like that's really what it is. I double Eirika, so Lyn killed all the units minus that sword cavalier in the bottom right over there. So that's how I did it. Hopefully this helps you. As a guide to kind of strategize how you solve this map. If you're using infantry, you might have to use more dancers, like 2 dancers instead of 1. And you'd have to also use the whole reposition thing, just so you can get everyone out. So yeah, that's gonna be everything. Thank you for watching. Hopefully it helps. Later days.